else used to have a storytelling hat as a child? No. I've got to call Mum. Tonight's story is called The Blueberry King. In a land of brambles and mist, there lived the Blueberry King. And every single person in that kingdom loved the Blueberry King, for they remembered no reason not to. You see, once a year, the king held the feast of the blueberries, and he would call all the people of the kingdom into his castle. Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming. So, I'm so delighted for you to have a sliver of my gigantic blueberry. And in exchange, all I'll take is the tiniest, little, insignificant one of your blueberries. Now, this wasn't just a random culinary tradition to teach kids about sharing. This was something different. You see, it was a magical transference. When you had a blueberry, you would receive the most blissful memory of that person. So when the king ate the blueberry of Simon, the town crier, the king would experience Simon's most joyous memory. And for Simon, that was when he first saw Mark, the butcher, smile, because he knew in that moment that he'd be looking at that smile for the rest of his life. And when the king had Freya, the candlestick maker's blueberry, he experienced the memory of when she organised every single book on her bookshelf by genre, because that's what gave her bliss. And if you were to have one of my blueberries, would anyone like to have one of my blueberries? I'll go up here, thank you. Whoever has the blueberry, can you just hold it for a second because I'll explain some more things. See, I'm going to tell the story that you'll be experiencing because I don't want everyone to miss out, and I've only got so many blueberries. Allergy notice, it contains blueberries. As I come back to the stage, I wanted to come up with a joke about the containers that blueberries come in. Couldn't find a way to pun it. You may eat of the blueberry. So this memory is when I was going to a school trip. See, school was normally an hour by car for me, but the school trip was coming to a near place by my village. It was a paper mill. And so me, my mum, and my older brother put on the cutest pairs of wellies and our little coats, and we trekked off through leafy paths and beautiful fields chased by moody cows, and we'd clamber through hedges, and by the time we got to the river, I started playing this little game where I'd run ahead and I'd hide by the river or behind a tree, and if they walked past me without noticing me, I would quack victoriously to let them know that I had won. And by the time we got to the paper mill, I realised I would never remember a single step of the paper making process, but I would remember every step of that journey. Thank you for sharing that blueberry with me. Now, the people got something back in this exchange. They got a sliver of the king's blueberry, and the memory they received was of the most beautiful banquet you have ever seen. It was succulent pig with an apple in its mouth. It was venison. It was breast of swan with a cranberry jus. There was caviar and oysters with beautiful imported seasoning and paired with a delicious deep red wine. And all the people left going, wow, we really got the good side of this deal. Wow, we're so lucky. But that was to change because a couple weeks later, someone new came into the kingdom. This was the maiden of the strawberry. And people gathered around because they hadn't seen a new person in a while, and so they listened to what she had to say. Hi, I really love this whole blueberry thing you're doing. That's lovely. It's great you're sharing your joy, but I've got a different thing. You see, where I'm from, we've got strawberries. And when you eat a strawberry, you experience your saddest memory. Something that maybe you've walked away from for a while, something that you might not want to go to, but you see, sometimes your lowest lows can be a ladder to new highs. And the people said, no. I don't want to be sad. So she continued. You see, I've had that reaction before. I was walking through the kingdom and I came across this lovely farmer and I offered them my strawberry and they were like, no, thank you. And so I stayed with them for a little while and they got curious and they tried my strawberry. And they had a really sad memory come back. It was of their father rejecting them for who they'd become. And although that really hurt to remember, it allowed them to realize the distance they'd created between their children. And it helped them close that distance. And after that story, the people decided, you know what? We'll give it a try. One by one, they ate of the strawberry. And weirdly, they realized that each and every single one of theirs worst memory was the same. It was the moment the king ate their blueberry. You see, they had had something stolen from them. Secret smiles, hidden kisses, joyful dances in hailstorms. What had made them who they were was gone. So they rose as one and they charged towards the castle, and the guards tried to stop them, but they could not. For as one, they were unstoppable, and they charged into the castle, and the king said, no, please, don't. I'll give you anything. I'll give you anything you possibly want. And they said, no. You've taken everything from us, and we would have it back. So they ate of his flesh, and they were made whole again.